I'm going to do some examples of converting between fractions, decimals, and percents using the calculator. So here's an example. Convert 11 over 23 to a 3-place decimal. So on the calculator, if I go 11 divided by 23, that gives me 0.47826, and if I round that off to 3 places, it's equal to 0.478 equals 0.478. Now sometimes the rounding can be a little bit tricky, so I can have the calculator do the rounding for me by entering this: round 11/23, 3. Now let me show you how to get there on the calculator. If I go math, and then the second thing there is num, and round 11 divided by 23, and then comma, which is there, tell it how many decimal places, 3, close off the parentheses, and that gives that the 0.478 already rounded for us. So when they ask me to round something in doing one of these calculations, I'm probably just going to go right to the round thing. So as another example, they want me to write a whole number percent of the decimal 0.747. Now to convert a decimal to a percent, I'm going to multiply by 100. But I'm going to do this on the calculator. I'm going to do, since it wants a whole number percent, I'm going to multiply this by 100 and then round it off to 0 decimal places to get a whole number. So this is going to be round 0.747, multiply it by 100, and then tell it to round it off to no decimal places to get a whole number answer. So when I do this one, it's math, num, round. And after you do that a few times, it just happens very quickly. 0.747 times 100, that's converting it to a percent, and then round it off to no decimal places to get a whole number percent, close the parentheses. So that's 75% rounded off to a whole number percent. Okay, next. They want me to do a whole number percent. Here's another example. As a whole number percent, a fraction this time, about 23 divided by 41. So I'm going to let the calculator do that for me by entering the following thing: round 23 divided by 41. Now that'll give me a decimal equivalent. To convert it to a percent, I'm going to multiply that by 100. And then to get a whole number percent, I'm going to round it off to 0 decimal places. On the calculator, math, num, round, and then I'm doing 23 divided by 41, multiply it by 100 to get it as a percent, and then round it off to no decimal places. 56%. Okay. Now I want to do one more example here, and this is converting a percent to a decimal. Convert 43.6% to a decimal. Now it doesn't say any rounding, so I'm not going to mess around with the round business, but to convert a percent to a decimal, what I'm going to do is divide the percent by 100. So on the calculator, 43.6 divided by 100 equals 43.6 divided by 100, 0.436, and that is 43.6% written as a decimal.